Hey guys, in this video we'll be seeing how to integrate ChatGPT with Python in under 25 lines. So this is basically going to be an interaction between ChatGPT API and our Python application. So for that, first of all, you need to hit this URL because we need an API key to interact with the ChatGPT's API. So we have this OpenAI.com platform API key. So we have to get that, and then we can use this for a request. So I already have my API key. So I have done that. So you have to also create an account if you haven't, because to use the API key they need your account. So with that, I think we can start with. The first thing we need is the API key. So I'll just put the API key here. I'll just paste my API key here. Yeah, so here is my API key, and so two things we need. So one is the API key and other is the API URL. So the URL is going to be, so this is the endpoint which we're going to hit in order to get the ChatGPT's completions. So what we'll be doing is we will be putting an infinite loop, and then we'll be taking a question as an input, and ChatGPT will answer, and then it will go on infinitely. I mean, we will again ask the question and it will again answer, and so on. So for that, firstly we need while true loop. So what this basically does is it opens an infinite loop, and now what we can do is take input from the user. So we can say, let's say input, I think it's a keyword, in is equals to, or we can say question is equals to input, and we can convert this into a string, and we are going to put this question into completion or ChatGPT method which we are going to create in a while. So let's just put here, let's say answer is equals to ask ChatGPT of question. We haven't defined ask ChatGPT yet. We'll just define that here. It will take a question. It should return an answer. So in this, we are going to actually send a request to ChatGPT's endpoint here. So for that, we'll need to import request, and we'll use that request to, let's say, request dot, we'll do post, because we are sending body as well, and the body is our question. And actually a ChatGPT has a structured body. I'll just put it out in a minute. So this is going to be JSON is equals to body, and headers is equals to headers. We haven't defined any of them yet. And also we need to hit the endpoint. So it's endpoint. So basically we are hitting the endpoint, and we are sending JSON is the body. So we'll just define that empty dicts, and what is returned is the answer. So we'll just say answer, and we'll just return the answer here. So the body, we need two things. One is the model, which in our case is GPT-3.5-turbo, and then we have messages, which is an array of one dict, and the first one is role. First key is role, and it is of role user, and there's another key, it's called content, and we send the question as a content here. And headers, so this is the structure that ChatGPT expects, so that's why we are sending it like this. So headers is content type header, just content type, which is application/JSON. And since we are using we have to use the API key here, we can send that with the authorization header. So we can just say authorization, we can say bearer, and the token. So we can just say bearer and the API key, not the token, the API key. So I think if you have used JWT in before this, I think it's also of same format. We have the bearer and the token after that to authenticate the request. This is also very similar to that. So here our token is the API key. We can add another check here. We can say if question is empty, then continue, which means don't send the request, just continue the loop, because we don't want to send empty request to ChatGPT. And we'll just print the answer here. So I think I'll just run this. It should ask for question. So yeah, okay, let's ask a question. Let's ask what is Node.js. and see if it works. And it has given a response 200, so we don't need the answer exactly. This is inside choices, and that has the first one, and inside that we have the message. Inside that, and inside message we have content. It's again ask what is Node.js time. So yeah, so you see we have this answer from ChatGPT, and also we have this loop running still, so this hasn't closed, so we can ask more questions. Let's ask what's is Python, or who created Python. Yeah, it works. So I think it has taken 24 lines, so if you take all the empty lines, I guess it's less than that. So I guess we have achieved what we have wanted to. So thanks for watching. Do like, share and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.